just giving students who wouldn't have that opportunity the opportunity to sort of expand their horizons and see what's out there.
Going out of town, without your family, kind of being an adult for a summer, taking some classes on, things that interest me already. I thought it was a great opportunity for me to do that.
It was just a really exciting time of growth. And I think, we never realized what we could do.
In 1968, in the winter, I went to Carver High School looking for students for Harvard.
That's right.
And I didn't find any, but I found Mrs. Hooks, who I had not known before. And we became good friends over a period of time. And then after Dr. King was assassinated, we were talking about what we might do in the Carver community to be of any help. And we put together what was originally called the Memphis Volunteer Placement Program. We got the idea of maybe we would send a student off to a summer prep program. I'd gone to some of those programs and was familiar with them. So we had one student who we put on a plane to go to Boston and Phillips Exeter. The second year, we sent 5 students off to summer prep programs. And over a period of a few years, we got up to 15 students a summer going away to 4 or 5 prep programs.
Prep school.
And then for about a dozen years, the program was run by one volunteer out of the trunk of her car, Cecile Prager, and she ran it
across town
with no changes in it, essentially, until the early 90s, when Carol Barnett went to work for Rotary, and the program moved to her.
I think we had 114 the year I left in 2007. We had 114 kids. It's a fabulous opportunity for high school students who want to take advantage of such an opportunity.
It takes these students out of their small, social, isolated groups in their city schools, and it sends them to all these different states to meet all these different people from around the world, experience these different cultures.
I was, 15, 16 years old, so it was a lot of experience and wisdom that I got. It's such a pivotal time in my life.
So my roommate was Mexican, and he didn't speak English at all. He knew a few words, but not really. So being with him for a month in a dorm, a college dorm, and just trying to communicate more and understand his needs and try to make him understand my needs, it just made me become a better person overall.
It was something that launched how I attacked studies, how I attacked life in general. It was just, wanting the best of the best. It was, locally you think, when you're compared to your peers, hey, I'm smart, But it's a different tangent when everybody's smart. So it calls you to a higher emphasis on what you can achieve, and you kind of carry that, throughout your life. I had friends that attended high school with me that went to Exeter, and they worked for Toyota designing cars. So it was kind of like the things that we thought we wanted to achieve, they actually became tangible. It was like no limits after an experience like that.
I had a great experience. My roommate, Nasser, he's from Jordan, and he's still one of my best friends. In fact, we were just Skyping yesterday, and I was telling him about, oh man, dude, they wanted me to talk about my experiences. And he was like, dude, you gotta tell them all about it, tell them about the great time that we had. I was able to learn, and I was able to, to realize that a little kid from Memphis can compete with, with some of the smartest people, globally.
It was an amazing summer experience for me. I went to the Taft School in Watertown, Connecticut. And upon arrival, I was very surprised because I had never seen a school look like that before. It was a residential school. And it sort of reminded me of the facts of life. Everybody lives where they go to school, you eat there, but except they're boys. and I thought it was the best thing ever. My roommate and my dorm mates were from Japan. They were from Italy, they were from France, from all over the world. One particular student was Emperor of Japan's niece. It was amazing, and I was like, oh wow. And so seeing everyone there from all over the world and learning alongside them and being challenged intellectually with them, I began to quickly find one very important thing out. I'm as smart as they are.
It still makes a difference in my life, this program, and even to this day. I've been involved since 1970. And I'm just so thankful that it's still around, because there is a great need for the program. It helps me it keeps me humble, remembering where I came from, and where I am today I would not be if I had not had an opportunity to be involved in this program. Meeting people like Jed Dreyfus, Francis Hooks, being around the program all these years has just helped mold and shape me into the man that I am today.
It's a specific need for our community. Our children and our young people need a firm foundation that I think, because of the genuine spirit of the community, that they can get here. And I think whether or not they become citizens of Memphis or somewhere else, they represent the Memphis community.
The program really got me ready, to go out into the world. But at the same time as it showed me that there's so many other places aside from Memphis, it also showed me that, there's so much to be done here in Memphis. And it allowed me to take some of the things that I learned from these other people, whether from the West Coast or from Germany or from Saudi Arabia. It told me to take those things and try to bring them back to my community, because I love Memphis. I love the town. CBU's right in the heart of Midtown, my favorite part of town. So instead of going out, and going out's important. It's important to see the world, but I think it's also important to, once you see the world, to bring that stuff back here to Memphis, to where you call home.
I've seen a few staff changes, but I have not seen a change as far as the quality, the care, the sincerity of the program staff. That has not changed, and that was part of what drew me into, yes, I want my son to be associated with this program.
The people who have been through the program know the value, and they want to make sure it continues, to make sure that other generations get that experience.
It speaks to the basic value of the program that, although it changed a lot, what we started off doing,
Yes.
getting this summer experience for the students was very valuable.
Yeah.
I think they're positioning themselves in a way so they can reach an even larger percentage of the population in the Memphis area, which would be absolutely fantastic, because I think there are a lot of really smart students that could be successful and that could help them in the long term.
Well, what's in a name? You can always say, what does it matter? But as you look back over the 45-year history of what we are currently calling Memphis Prep, it's fallen under many different names. But as you look forward, and you really do want to have a name that resonates and a way that people in the past and currently and looking to the future can accept and want to be a part of, I think that's critical. And if it can represent more strongly who we are as we move forward and give us the flexibility to reach out to others and to do the exciting things that high school students deserve to have the opportunity to do this year, then it's worth changing one's name. I wouldn't change a name just to change it, but when there's confusion about who you are and your name is similar to that of others, then you do want to step back. You want to hear from your people who've been in the program in the past, people who are currently in the program, certainly donors and certainly volunteers, and most definitely the school system and the guidance counselors who work so closely with us. And as you take all of that information and sort of parse it and analyze it, you realize that Memphis Prep isn't telling the story. So what name can tell that story? And I think that's where we are and why we need to change.